Hi everyone, today I'll be making meatloaf, and I'll be cooking this meatloaf on ceramic grill called Primo grill. I've made meatloaves in the past using lots of different recipes, and based on my research and taste, I've created my own recipe by using all the best from the others. Again, this is based only on my taste. Also, this is the first time I'll be cooking meatloaf in ceramic grill. So this is what we will need to cook our meatloaf. I'm using 1.5 teaspoon of curing salt. It's also called sodium nitrite. I'm using 1.5 teaspoon as per recommendation of the manufacturer of my particular product, but depends what you will get. Just follow the instructions of the manufacturer. Or if you're not familiar with this product, or you're just afraid of using it, just fine, don't use the roll, that's absolutely fine. It just gives that nice color to your final product, to your meatloaf, and also it kills harmful bacteria in the product. So next, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of smoked pepper, half teaspoon of hot chili, half teaspoon of nutmeg, half teaspoon of cardamom, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 3 grams of sodium phosphate. Yes, I'm using a phosphate. Again, if you're not comfortable of using phosphates, don't use them. I'm using it just because they're promoting and retaining moisture in the product. Also, I'm using half teaspoon of vitamin C, a half teaspoon of dry onion, 1 teaspoon of dry garlic, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds, half teaspoon of turmeric, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 20 grams of starch. Starch should be diluted in water, 18 grams of salt, and about 100 or 150 grams of pistachios. Now also we'll need cheese, about 150 grams of it. I've used this time 2 types of cheese. One of them is a British oak smoked cheese, and another one smoked Dutch cheese. For our mince, we'll need 1 kilo of pork belly without bones or skin, and also half a kilo of beef, just any piece of beef. And at last we will need about 200 grams of ham. Starting the preparation, I'll cut my ham in a couple centimeters cubes. Next, I'll cut off some fat tissue from my piece of beef, and I'll cut beef in pieces just enough to be used in my mincer. The same I'll do with pork, but before I'll cut out all the bones, and I'll skin it. We don't need a skin on it. And I'll cut it in pieces. I will mince our beef, pork and ham all together. I'll put it through the plate of about 3 mm holes. As a next step, I'll cut in small pieces all my cheese. The pieces should be about half centimeter by half centimeter. This is how our cheese looks after being cut. We will add all our dry ingredients into our mince. Also, we will dilute starch in a little bit of water, and we will add it to the mince as well. We'll add the rest of our water, and we'll mix it all together. Now, very important point, our pistachios and cheese, we are not adding at this stage. We'll be doing it later when we'll be grinding our meat. At the moment we'll just add our oil. Our mince is ready, and we will move outside to prepare our oven. Our meatloaf will be cooking today in this Primo Kamado ceramic oven, which I've purchased about a month ago, and I want to say I'm very happy with it, very satisfied. It's a brilliant thing, so if you guys were thinking of buying something like that but haven't decided yet, I would be fully recommending this product. Not particularly this brand name maybe, but something like that. There are plenty of different brand names. This one is, I think, one of the most expensive one. But by doing research, I worked out that it's probably sometimes better to spend more money but get something more decent and more decent quality. And so far I'm satisfied, fully satisfied. I'm absolutely happy. How it works, you can have a look in my other YouTube clips. I already showed a couple of things which I've done with it, so you're most welcome. Go and have a look. But today you'll see, and we'll try together, because I never tried cooking meatloaves, and this particular thing we'll try today. We'll see what's gonna happen, and how perfectly it will be able to maintain the temperature we need. And moisture, which is the most important thing, is moisture. And those things, all the ceramic ovens, they're famous for maintaining the moisture in your cooked products. We'll see today. While our mince sitting in the fridge and improving, I would say, we will start preparing our Kamado. We need to light it up. Unfortunately, the difference between the ceramic ovens and the ovens in the house, that takes time for them, quite a bit of time to get to the right temperature. But as far as our temperature, the temperature which we'll need on the first stage of cooking our meatloaf is quite low. It's only 70-80 degrees. I think from the start it will take for this oven probably only 10-15 minutes to get to the temperature. So well, let's light it up and see how it goes. I've lighted up the oven, and while we are waiting for our oven to reach the temperature we need, I'll just briefly run you through what temperatures we'll be cooking our meatloaf at. So for the first hour we'll be cooking it at about between 70 and 80 degrees Celsius, and the rest of the time we'll be cooking it at the temperature of 120-140 degrees Celsius till our meatloaf will reach 74 degrees Celsius inside. I will close the lid and I will fully open bottom and top air inlets, outlets, just to make the oven heat up quickly and reach needed temperature quicker. While our oven is still heating up, I'll install the cooking grills in it, and also I'll install one of the probes of my thermometer probes on top of the grills, just to keep an eye on the temperature remotely. My thermometer connects to my mobile through Wi-Fi, so I will know what temperature the oven is set at any moment, being anywhere in a house or outside a house but away from the oven. I've set it to 80 degrees, so we will know now, it will ring the alarm when the oven inside will reach 80 degrees. Well, while I was dealing with an oven, my mince was actually in the fridge curing. It was there for about 20-30 minutes. Now I've removed it from the fridge and I moved all my mince into the grinder. I've got this special semi-commercial grinder which allows me to grind about 1 kilo of mince at once. So we'll grind it now to the actually point when our mince will look and feel like a paste, a very fine paste. After our mince is grinded, now it's time to add our cheese and pistachios, and we'll mix it all together again, just put a little bit in our mixer. Alright, as a next step, we will move our grinded mince into the special containers, bowls, in which we're gonna be cooking our meatloaf. I've used one made of glass, just a glass bowl, a square bowl, and another one just a tin foil bowl, this container. And we'll see how it's gonna come up. Never used them before. Also, you need to press and fill the containers properly to make sure there are no air gaps, because they don't look good later. Well, we'll move back to our oven. I've added some wooden chunks. I soaked them in water before that, just to make sure they're not gonna burn quickly, but just gonna give us a nice rich smoke. I've used apple wood chunks, and basically it's all ready for our meatloaf to be put in the oven, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. And we will insert another couple thermometer probes into the middle of the meatloaf, just to keep an eye on temperature or inside of our meat. Also, just in case, to make sure our meatloaf will come out nice, tasty, like with a nice flavor and juicy, I've added a little container in which I put a couple 100 grams of beer. It will eventually evaporate and will give a certain flavor to our meatloaf. Well, it is 20-25 minutes past already since we put our meatloaf into the oven. The oven maintains temperature of 69 degrees at the moment, which is absolutely perfect. This oven does not stop surprising me. Another 20 minutes passed, all up it's 40 minutes now, 40-45 minutes, and let's have a look how our meatloaf looks like. It's getting a little bit reddish in color, and it's all going well. Well, it's exactly 1 hour as we put our meatloaf into the oven. Temperature in the oven is now 81 degrees Celsius, and we'll open a little bit of air inlet and outlet just to bring the temperature to 120-140 degrees Celsius, and we will cook our meat like that till it will reach inside 74 degrees Celsius. And while our meatloaf is getting cooked, I'm just enjoying spring in Melbourne, where I live. All the plants at the moment are blooming, everything is green, and we've got a happy cat and such a nice flowers. Alright, one of our meatloaves reached 74 degrees Celsius inside, and we will open our oven and we'll remove one of our meatloaf, and we'll keep cooking the other one. Probably the other one will be ready, looking as it's going, should be ready within 15-20 minutes as well. And our first cooked meatloaf so far from the top looks just brilliant, and I can see already that it is a full success. All right, so the alarm rings and it tells us that the second meatloaf is ready and reached 74 degrees Celsius inside as well. We will remove from the oven in a second, and we'll take them both inside of the house and we'll cut them to see how they look and the taste. Well, let's remove our smaller one first, the one which has been cooked first, from the foil tin, and let's cut it and see how it looks and taste it. From the outside it looks just brilliant. And then it smells just amazing. Wow, have a look guys how it looks, and it's just amazing, just amazing. Even I didn't expect it to come out so well. The texture is brilliant. It is moist, it is soft, and the taste tastes just absolutely beautiful, with a smoky flavor, and with all our cheese and pistachios. It just tastes just absolutely brilliant. This is how our larger meatloaf looks like from the outside, and we'll cut it and have a look inside in a second too. Well, let's cut it. And again, it's as you can see, it's a full success. It's very moist. It just tastes like more. I don't know if you're familiar with the taste of mortadella, Italian sausage, or some German sausages, like a cooked sausages. This actually came out very similar, with its own special flavors which I've used in this recipe. While I was actually cutting our meatloaf and tasting it, I became very hungry. I found some buns at home. I did put a little bit of butter and some sauce wherever I found in the fridge. I did put slices of our meatloaf on top with the shredded cheese, and as far as our oven is still warm, hot, I would say, it's still about 120-130 degrees. I just chuck our my made burgers into the oven, and we'll cook them there for about 10 minutes, and we'll see what's gonna happen. About 10 minutes later, I've opened the oven, removed my burgers from it, and they just came out very nice. Our cheese was fully melted, and our buns were crunchy brown, just beautiful. Have a look at them, guys. And after hard work, it's just about time to have a bottle of beer with our burgers. and they do taste just perfect. Alright, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please leave the comments and with your suggestions and your thoughts. It will be very appreciated. All the best.